Live on Twitch every day from 3 to 7 p.m. ET. Link in bio.
On the 2nd of June, 2022, Facepunch dropped a bomb on Rust that shattered its gunplay forever. In the official combat update notes, they straight up admitted the change will be controversial, and they shipped it anyway, rewriting the rules of every automatic weapon in the game and turning years of muscle memory into yesterday's news. For nearly 7 years before that patch, Rust's automatic weapons ran on fixed, learnable spray patterns. Pull the trigger, fight the exact same recoil curve every single time, and with enough practice, you could beam someone at 200 meters like a laser. That system created legends. Thousands of hours grinding AK sprays in aim trainers, montage gods dropping perfect 30-round mags on YouTube, entire careers built on recoil mastery. For veterans, it wasn't just a mechanic, it was identity, the thing that separated the gods from the scrubs. The deeper you went, the deadlier you got. But Facepunch saw a different problem. Perfectly replicated patterns didn't just reward practice, they let mouse scripts beam with robotic precision. In their words, it was fun for the tiny fraction who put in thousands of hours or the morally bankrupt players running cheats. For everyone else, not so much. A Change.org petition tried to head it off back in March 2022. Keep recoil the same in Rust, created by Dubs Rust, racked up over 5,000 signatures begging them not to touch the system that defined the game. It didn't work. On May 24th, Facepunch teased what was coming in Community Update 242. New recoil and gunplay hitting staging on the 26th. Live launch scheduled for June 2nd. The community held its breath. Then it dropped. The combat update. Billed as the biggest gunplay overhaul since Rust's initial release. Helk laid it out raw. The initial implementation of the weapons in Rust was done nearly 7 years ago and hasn't been significantly modified since its inception. While these changes will be controversial, we believe these changes are necessary for the health of the game. No more fixed patterns. Instead, gradient-based aim drift. The longer you held the trigger, the more the gun wandered. Weighted aimcone so only about 20% of shots landed dead center. Automatic fire at range got neutered on purpose. There should be less 200 meters beaming going on. What this has done is compressed the skill ceiling, and we think this is a good thing. They wanted fights that felt fairer for the 99%, harder to script, less dominated by spray gods. The same patch brought nice-to-haves, smoother view models, directional hit markers, a native crosshair, updated sounds, the new handmade LMG, but nobody was talking about those. The war was over the spray. Backlash hit like a nuke. Reddit, Steam, forums, veterans were furious. Fights felt RNG. The skill gap they grinded for felt erased. Petitions popped up demanding a full revert, one on iPetitions closing with supporters calling it the death of high-level play. Facepunch listened, but only halfway. A mandatory mid-June balance patch tweaked scopes, silencers, the handmade LMG's cost and durability. They adjusted, iterated on the new system. They didn't roll it back. Then in the July update, they dropped the hammer. Since the release of the combat update, we've monitored player feedback, and overall we're happy with the state of the gunplay in Rust. Tweaks, yes. Pattern recoil restored as default. No, not then. Not ever. Years later, the wound is still open. Search Rust recoil update and the debates rage on. Old school players mourn the days when mastery meant everything. Others defend the accessibility, the anti-cheat stance, the healthier game for the masses. Facepunch held the line. Official timelines still call the combat update the defining gunplay shift. The patterns never came back. This wasn't just a balance change. It was a full redesign of what skill even means in Rust. One Thursday in June, they looked at the soul of the game, admitted it would piss people off, and changed it anyway, for better or worse, depending on who you ask. And Rust has never been the same since. If you remember the old sprays, drop your favorite clip in the comments. Did they ruin it, or did they finally fix it? Let me know down below.
Live on Twitch every day from 3 to 7 p.m. ET. Link in bio.